Hello everyone, this is Michael W. Ford. Today I'm going to discuss the technical aspects and the purpose and the often hidden power found in the spoken word within Luciferian magic, such as mantras, ritual invocations, stiotis, the different types of use of language within magic for different aims and purposes. Now, to understand the concept of mantras, which is a Sanskrit word, which is basically instructing a thought, to formulate a thought. A mantra is a type of methodology of verbal sigillization or symbolic vibrations. Now, if we consider that sound and all things are in motion, that vibrational energy, concentrating energy in terms of sound, in terms of repetition, of frequency, of a means of really igniting one in gnosis, in a spiritual or a ecstatic state, then the mantra or the use of magical language, as it's called, plays a paramount part in your apotheosis, your liberation, illumination, your initiation. Now let's first start with the concept of words. Words, names, our language, whether it's used in a religious sense or an everyday sense, compels and commands authority, power. It identifies, it brings conceptualization to language. If you name something with a symbol of authority, it suddenly transforms that into something of some level of importance. Now, in the ancient world, mantras from Sanskrit were used in vibrational ways, in consistent repetitions to elevate one and connect one to specific aspects of the body within and the universe. So an internal world, your internal mind, body, and spirit first, and then outward to compel change. Now, the left-hand path, Luciferianism, has applied and aligned the concept of mantras in Ahrimanic Yoga from a left-hand path perspective to summon forth power, energy. As we think, we create energy, electrical waves. So in order to use ourselves more appropriately, focusing intense amounts of energy for specific purposes in magic, no matter not knowing the full outcome, of course, in symbolic ways and methods of reaching gnosis or knowledge, is a key part to initiation because it begins with you, within you. Mantras are used primarily if you take the one of the root chakra, Lam, Lam, Lam. As you can see, lower vibrations can have summoning effects of specific types of energy. And if you're going to the Ajna chakra of as you can see, the different frequencies of the higher notes play to the specific aspect that you're focusing towards. Now, in the ancient world, and we see this from Judeo-Christian, from Hebrew to even Catholic or Orthodox rituals, the use of liturgy as a means of magical journeying is very much a key part, which was taken from the ancient religions and temple cults prior to Christianity, those which fueled modern Luciferianism, from Coptic, from the Egyptian especially, Mesopotamian, Babylonian, Assyrian, Akkadian, to Hellenistic Greek. All of these played a key part, and finding with liturgy and liturgy, what are those? Commonly it's hymns or types of prayers praising the type of heaven or spiritual abode that's described, and in reciting that kind of projects the one reciting, if it's the person reciting the aspect, towards a transformative state, reaching a type of gnosis. Now that gnosis bleeds into the monotheistic deity that consumes all that one joins into. Left-hand path does not do that. However, liturgy and magical invocations describe from summoning or invoking a spirit or a deity, or assuming a deific mask, thinking and becoming in those moments the energy and summoning that of that specific deity or deific mask, is used to describe and to recite symbolic traits, descriptions, in poetic ways or rhythmic ways, to, in your mind's eye, ascend or descend, to assume different energy forms, to control and summon and shape and send forth specific energy. That's why invocations, what I always say is, when you're performing a ritual or an invocation, every word should be, even if you're whispering it, even if you're doing, you're working out, you're lifting weights, you're running, you're walking, doing something that is strenuous, you can use these words, these symbols, in ways that elevate yourself, bring you into gnosis. It's what Crowley called intoxication through invocation. So in those patterns of summoning, in controlling your voice, in saying, for instance, Banama, 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 Ahrimanic. That's an example. But traditional Western invocations also. Now using Vocus Magicae, or what the Greeks, Hellenistic magicians called magical voices. These are names that make no sense on the outer, but they're actually symbols, and they have deep connections in the symbolic within our subconscious. And in calling those, those types of energy are concentrated and focused. Consider that a mantra or an invocation is indeed a type of magical formula. A spell, a hymn, all have intent and are given life, power, through will, desire, belief, your total investment. And in those moments, that type of energy is encircled and directed out, and it will find its manifestation. Incantations are done in the same way. If you just recite it from a book, it means nothing, and you'll get very little results, if any. But if you invest total belief in it in those moments, when you're performing the ceremony, that changes everything. That gives it, that's using your black flame, your samum, the blackened fire of the adversary, to create something, to compel change according to your desire. So, with the use of language in accordance with however you perform ritual, however you structure that, whether it's during exercise in a very non-ceremonial way, by repeating something while you're doing it, that is a form of ritual, quite intensive. Whether it's a ceremonial invocation, whether it's a spell, something that you perform outdoors, all of these things are tied and connected by your will, desire, belief, and your mastery and self-mastery of vibration and sound. My books, the Bible, The Adversary, Dragon of the Two Flames, theurgy, with Steotas, a formula from Zoroastrianism of magical practice, to fallen angels, to necrominian, satanic Egyptian magic. All of these things play a part in that. And also with Goetic of Shadows, with the Invocations, Magick, and the use of Hellenistic kind of chaos magic, in a sense of commanding and creating. I hope you like this video. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and spreading the video around. And I look forward to having more soon. Banama Ahriman. Names of power or mantras. Now, a mantra and energy vibration in, for instance, Ahrimanic Yoga is a sounded invocation during the process of meditation, of connecting with your chakras or with the kundalini in directing that upward. Types of mantras create and direct energy as whatever your goal is, your innate, simplified, directive goal. This begins to build momentum. This type of practice, as you grow comfortable, and it's not about being good or bad with it, it's about making it effective. You don't have to chant loudly. You can vibrate under, with almost like a whisper. And in your invocations, especially ceremonial ones, in your callings, each word should summarize or bring forth an image in your mind, in your mind's eye, in your imagination. So as you are calling each god or each power, you must inflect and direct that energy. That builds that type of energy, you see? So it's very important to throw yourself into your workings when you do them. And then when you're done, shut the switch off and go about your day or evening. It's very important when you're practicing this type of what I call in Yutuktino Steotas, vibrating devas names towards evoking the specific type of demonic power or energy it represents, which in turn has a purpose within the body and mind. It's very important to practice this until you get a really good grasp on it in isolation. You don't want people poking around when you're in your early stages, because confidence and total belief, will, desire, belief is essential. So you have to build those. Once you establish those, then you won't care about if, a roommate hears you or someone else hears you, or what is my family member doing. It doesn't matter. It's your spiritual practice, your magical practice, which is tied into the triad of the morning star: liberation, illumination, apotheosis. It's a cycle, and you turn that wheel and build that energy and momentum with all the things you do in life. That's initiation, left-hand path magic. It's an isolation of the psyche and strengthening of that. This is a steota, for example, and this is based, of course, this is my adversarial, heretical, Ahrimanic experience and cultivation from ancient Avestan or Zoroastrian Farangs, hymns, nirangs. Their prayer formula was actually in base ceremonial ritual through the use of words and vibrations. So if you're invoking Aquaman is the blazing draconian eye associated with Lucifer, the evil mind. And it doesn't mean evil like doing bad things. It's self-liberation from the mass of society, the oppressive beliefs. It's thinking different, unlocking your potential and seizing your course in life. Aquaman. So when vibrating or invoking, you calm yourself and then you begin in this way with a consistency and pace.